Hey, you guys, hey, everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. We're going to be talking about Sister Wives star Kody Brown, his wife Robyn Brown, because the season is in full swing. Sister Wives, I think the third episode may have already aired. I'm a little bit behind. We're going to start watching it over on TikTok on Tuesday night. Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. If you don't have a way to watch Sister Wives, I'm going to be going live on TikTok to watch each episode. That's going to start tomorrow. Tonight we'll be live at 8 p.m. Central Time to watch Special Forces. So I'll be going live on Monday night, 8 p.m. Special Forces. On Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Sister Wives. On Wednesday night, we're going to start seeking Sister Wives. So if you guys want to come hang out with me over on TikTok and watch those, make sure you go follow me on TikTok. The link is in my description box. Now the season is in full swing, and Kody and his only wife now, Robyn, they're talking about selling Kody Pass, and he's even talking about selling the house that they live in. And he says that one thing is a must with the new house is there must be room for the kids. Truly, the grandkids. That was just stated in the most recent episode. They sit down, they talk about selling Coyote Pass, and Robyn says, we need to make sure there's enough room. And Cody's like, yeah, I think if we had room for Truly, she'd be more inclined to come stay. And he says, and I want to make sure there's room for my grandkids as well. Mind you, Kody Brown is estranged from the majority of his adult children. And with that, the adult children that he is estranged from are the ones that have children. So he doesn't really have access to his grandchildren. I think Mykelti may have a little bit, but I think Mykelti was one of the ones that still had a relationship with Kody and Robyn. But after Garrison passed away, something happened there to where she's even pulled back the reins, right? So on the season, Cody's trying to act like, well, yeah, he's estranged from his kids. He wants to buy a house big enough for them to visit, for them to bring the grandkids over to visit. On Friday, Madison did a Q&A where she was asked about Kody. She was asked about Robyn. She called them both liars. She even said, like, if Robyn's mouth is moving, she's lying to the point of like she's trying to manipulate you. Okay, so we're gonna look at some of her. Let's see. We're gonna look at some of her responses to the Q&A. Let me make sure. Yeah, she on one of her posts, she accuses her dad. Well, she slams him for lying about her to the entire world. If you guys, you may remember, you may not remember that Kody on one of the episodes, he accused Maddie of like stirring up drama, saying that he would talk to Madison and then Madison would call Janelle and stir up drama between the both of them, between everyone, right? So let's jump over. Let's look at some of this is where it started. This is about where it started. She posted this. Underrated life skill. Pausing to decide if it's worth your energy. There was a reply. Someone replied to this and said, I lack this skill. Ha. And then she said, your dad saying lies about you for the entire world to hear teaches it to you real quick. Ha ha ha. She said, I guess I'm in this kind of mood today. I don't know who she was responding to, but it says Madison's story. So your dad saying lies about you for the entire world to hear teaches you this real quick. Someone asked, what started the shift of you recognizing Kody and Robyn only cared about themselves? Because when Robyn first came into the picture, a lot of the kids seemed to take to her. A lot of the girls in particular seemed to take to her. And Madison was one of them. Madison called Robyn Birdie. Like she had like a little nickname for her. So who was the other one? One of the other girls was super close to Robyn as well, and even moved in with Robyn for a while to like help her with the kids. So Robyn, has always said, well, in the past few years, Her children were treated different. She was treated different. She was never accepted as a mom. Her kids were never accepted as siblings. But if you go back to the earlier seasons, a lot of the girls in particular definitely seemed to take to Robyn just fine. McKelty, thank you. It was McKelty. A lot of the girls seem to take to Robyn, and even now, like when Garrison passed away and they all were back at they were at like the B&B and Madison was talking to Leon. They both said they wish they could talk to Robyn's kids. They wish they could talk to them and have a relationship with them and say, like, listen, if I ever said anything to hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. Hey, Home House 2010. Hey, hey, hey. So I don't believe this story that I think if Robyn felt like her kids were not treated fairly, it's because that's just the way that she took kids being kids. I mean, I'm sure there were times they were kids. I'm sure there were times to where, kids can be mean, kids can be evil, but they did all kind of grow up, I think they were pretty accepting. I'm not going to say they weren't mean at times and maybe didn't say, "You're not my real sibling." Just like when a child has a stepdad, they're like, "You're not my real dad." But guess what? Years down the line of that man filling in the role of being a dad, that child may say, "You're not my dad." But they definitely have bonded with that male and they feel like that male is a father figure in their life, right? So I'm sure kids can be kids, may have said some things, but at the end of the day, I really do feel like the kids, Christine's kids, Janelle's kids, Mary's child, I really do feel like they looked at Robyn's kids as siblings as well as much as they could for the way that things went. Anyways, someone said, what started the shift of you recognizing Kody and Robyn only cared about themselves? And Maddie said, in 2020, I started reading parenting books and I never looked back. Though my relationship with Robyn was always rocky. She says rocky. However, like I said in the earlier seasons, it seems like she did try to give her a chance. She had a little nickname for her. She called her Birdie. And I think it got more and more rocky though, as she saw the difference in how Kody treated the other moms versus Robyn, right? Okay, so somebody said, are you open to reconciling with your dad? No judgment if you're not. She said, I'm not sure. I think I would need more than he could give. I am not sure I want to welcome the storm that is Kody and Robyn into my life. From the day to day, the life of the Brush family is very quiet and easy. I like that. I can't say I blame her. And two, I feel like even though that's their dad, they have a right to have boundaries. And if someone causes you nothing but pain, you can set that boundary. Have you given professional therapy a go to help process issues with Kody? Love you. And Madison says, yes, I see a professional therapist on and off. I have a busy schedule and she is rather good, so she stays rather busy. I have benefited a lot from this. I think anyone comes from complex family dynamics could benefit from it. I wonder, like Kody and his wives, and even if you watch Seeking Sister Wife, one of their biggest like pros to that lifestyle is like, oh, your children have more than one mom. They have a lot of siblings, so there's just this big family dynamic. The wives have each other and their BFFs, so they really try to like sell it as like this one big happy family. But literally, like all the kids seem to have grown up with trauma from being raised in a polygamous lifestyle. Their dad not always being there, watching their dad choose one mom over the other mom, and the split between the siblings, and feeling closer to these siblings but not those siblings. So it definitely seems like living that lifestyle puts on a lot of trauma. Hey, Plant Lady, nothing in any season or show spoke to Cody's priorities more than when he refused to go to Aspen when she had surgery. You're talking about not Aspen, Isabel. Yes, Isabel. The look on her face when 100%. And you know what? Christine talked about this. Was it in her book or something? or maybe even on the show, where she said, Cody said he wasn't going to go, but like that their daughter still thought like he's gonna end up showing up. There's no way. Like he may not go with us and stay the entire time, but surely before my surgery, he's gonna show up. She said like the day of her surgery, they're there, like they're getting everything ready. And Isabel says he's not coming, is he? And she's like, no, he's not. That she really thought like there's no way he'll miss it, that her dad was just trying to be hard headed, like that he was mad that they planned it when they did, but he would show up, that there was no way that he would miss it. And she thought that up until like they were getting ready to like wheel her back. And she was like, he's not coming, is he? She was like, no, he's not. But she had one of her dad's shirts, and that several times she would call out for like, where's dad? Can we call dad? And it was, yeah, that's very sad. And he refused to go. He refused to go. That was hard to watch. Yes. All right. It says, how much of the show is accurate? Love following you. It is accurate according to each person's point of view. It does take all the extremes of months and condense it into 14 hours. What happens, happened, but the commentary or voiceover is according to what that person perceived happened. But imagine the most dramatic things that happen that have ever happened to you in a year are condensed, added music, and then some producer spins the storyline's perspective and asks you questions and says, so what do you think about that? Wow. Man, I don't even want to know how my life would look. Has Robyn ever tried to make any attempts at reaching out to you? Madison, listen, this is Madison. As you guys can see, Madison Rose up there. Has Robyn ever tried to make any attempts at reaching out to you? You guys know how the show tries to portray it as like Robyn really wants Cody to make amends with the kids. Well, why does it, if my thing, the way that Cody is about Robyn, maybe if Robyn reached out and made amends with the kids and they developed a relationship and Cody saw, like, okay, well, Robyn has a relationship with my kids. Maybe that would help him want a relationship with them. Not that it would be right, but Robyn always makes it out like she is trying to push Cody to have a relationship. Well, why can't she try to have a relationship with them? Madison says, Robyn is a liar. The end. If her mouth is moving, she is manipulating in such a calculated way that you will not know up from down. That is wild. Truly, she is a liar to an extent I've yet to see replicated. Just my own personal opinion. Take it or leave it. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. One of the kids saying what we've all known. Everybody, when Robyn's crying, we're all like, fake tears. She's not real. That's not real. Those are fake. If one of the wives say it, if Christine says, oh yeah, Robyn's a liar, one would have to question like, well, there's some bias there. She's one of the other wives. And, once he got with Robyn, he stopped showing her attention. So there may be bias there. But when it comes to the kids, and she is not the only kid at this point to call Robyn out. Peyton goes live on TikTok. He has made comments. I actually have a couple of his lives recorded. I just haven't had time to put them up because I have to, when I record TikToks, I don't always watch them in the moment. Like I may be doing other things. So sometimes I'll be texting in the middle of it. So I have to go check my messages and that'll all be in the screen recording. So I have to go through and like edit the screen recording to make sure I get everything out that, so y'all don't see me texting my hubby or anything. But yeah, I have screen recordings where even Peyton, like he has made comments like that about Robyn, about her not being as nice. It's like, Cody wants to make it out like she is. Now, Peyton definitely loves Janelle and Christine, though. Definitely loves Janelle and Christine. So, yeah, she says Robyn is a liar. The end. If her mouth is moving, she is manipulating in such a calculated way that you will not know up from down. That's wild. That is wild. That's not all of them. All right, and then she was asked about Mary. Do you talk to Mary? Were rumors true that she was quite mean to all you kids? And she said, Mary was hard. As an adult, I look back and I see that I think a lot of who she is due to her own hurt, which I do believe Kody did contribute to. I believe Mary is on her own healing journey. She was extremely harsh. She will never be allowed in my children's life, though I forgive her now. A lot of people want to say, oh, she was just strict in the chaos. And to that, I want to respond. You were not there. You have absolutely no idea what you are talking about. Though I believe Mary has her own hurt, I forgive her and move on. She will never be allowed a relationship with my children. That's pretty. So you got Robyn, who is a liar, and if her mouth is moving, she is being calculated in a way that it'll make your head spin. You got Mary that was away with the kids, so much so that Maddie is like, I will never let her on my kids. She had her issues. I do believe it was due to Kody, but she treated us some type of way. I will never trust her around my kids. I know Maddie is going off and spilling it all. And if Maddie would have done that on her podcast, I think the podcast could have been. I don't know if her podcast wasn't successful. Maddie had a podcast with her friend. And I just feel like if she would have talked more about that, like the sister wives stuff, growing up on the show and stuff like that, I think it probably could have been. I don't know that it wasn't successful though, so maybe I shouldn't say that. I just know Madison ended up leaving, saying that she was too busy for it and she couldn't put as much time into it as she felt like she should be putting into it, so she left. And I don't even know if it's still. I don't even know if it's still if the other person that was on with her is still posting. I'm not sure. Makes you wonder if Robyn's ex-husband had to sign an NDA. It seems like I remember something about that. Like, yeah, like him having to sign an NDA or but good for Maddie for giving grace for her as a human, but still holding that boundary 100%. Yeah, right. So yeah, Maddie in her Q&A, she is spilling the tea, you guys. I'm here for it. I I think we always wonder when we watch these shows and, you see all the comments, Robyn's a liar, that's fake crying, she's fake crying. And then you hear the wives like making comments like, yeah, his, innocent, pretty wife. Like, and you could tell they don't believe it. Okay, it's still running. Okay, Pumpkin Spice says it is still running. Okay, thank you, Pumpkin Spice. Is it getting good views? I don't know. I haven't checked it in a while. But you hear the wives making these comments. You got Kody over there saying, "Oh, if it was up to me, I'd definitely screw Janelle over. But I have a wife that has a conscience, and she would never let me screw Janelle over. But if it was up to me, I would. But my wife, who is just so innocent and great and has morals, and she she would never let me do it. But then you got the kids coming out to say like she's conniving. Why would he have to sign an NDA? I don't know, but I feel like I've heard something about like it basically being like, if you want to have a relationship with the kids, you don't talk about this stuff. It dropped. I wonder if her canceling the podcast had to do with trying to maintain a relationship with Kody, but something happened where she just doesn't care anymore. I don't know. I mean, she wasn't crazy when she said she noticed about the kiss. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, she kicks dogs too. Exactly. It's just messy all around. Does anyone feel like the downfall started when Robyn entered the family? 100%. I definitely think that's when the downfall started. I really feel like if the show would have started like before Robyn came home and showed their lives living in the one house, Kody getting up and going to work, and it just being Mary, Janelle, and Christine, and how they all handled that. I really feel like the show, I mean, not that it wasn't a success, it clearly was. Here we are, what, season 20 or something like that. I feel like it clearly was a success. But I really wish we could go back to watching that. Like when they were first starting to have babies and they were because I feel like that would be really interesting as well. I do feel like the downfall of the Brown family came when Robyn entered the family, and I feel like the reason that happened is because Kody was physically attracted to Robyn. I think he was absolutely head over heels for Robyn and in love with Robyn when I don't feel like he was so head over heels with the other women the way that he was for her. This was a fresh, new, just crazy in love situation that he didn't have with any of the other women. I think he probably loved them, but I don't think it was the way it is with Robyn. I feel like Robyn got him some sort of witchcraft on him or something, and he is obsessed with Robyn. He didn't have that for the other wives. So when Robyn came into the mix, everything changed. Evie says, I have a relationship with my dad that's similar. I have several siblings. He just leaves one family and creates another. I'm in my early 40s, and my little brother is 4. Wow. Wow. Well, you know how to set your boundaries. Yeah, McKelty's fed up with Robyn and Kody too. Wonder if Mary regrets bringing her in. I would love to ask Mary that. Like, so do you regret bringing Robyn into the mix? Did you even bring Robyn into the mix? Or did they convince you that you brought Robyn into the mix? Because I remember Kody and Robyn, like it always being like Mary saying that she introduced Kody and Robyn. But then I remember one time Kody and Robyn talking about they like were at the same church and they like locked eyes, and Kody saying like, "Oh, I knew, like I locked eyes with her," and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" But I'm like, well, where was Mary in this mix? Was this before Mary introduced you guys or after Mary introduced you guys? So I really do wonder if like they saw each other before and somehow like made it to where Mary could be the one behind them, just like Mary had the idea for the divorce, you know, that was Mary's idea. Christine came out to say later, like, I think Robyn influenced Mary to come up with that idea. And I definitely think that can happen. You know, I definitely think Mary too, being the first wife, she would be in denial about it not being her idea. You know, she'd rather think, "Oh, no, it was my idea. I was just being very selfless and, you know, the kids were there and, you know, he needed to adopt them and the only way he could do it is if he married her. So I was just playing my part and being the bigger person." Hey, Kelly, I'm late to the live, but I'm here now. I just watched episode 3. I don't think I've watched episode 3. I don't think. Let me see. I'm behind on everything, but we're gonna get caught up. Yeah, I have watched. Yeah, I've watched 1 and 2. So here's what we're gonna do, you guys. Hey, hey, hey. So Madison calling them out. I love the way she's like, she don't even care. She's just like, Mary will never be around my kids, and Robyn is a liar. If her mouth is moving, she is manipulating. So I love that she is biting no bones, that if she feels it, she's saying it. I'm here for it. I wish she would have talked more like that on the podcast. But anyways, you guys, that's what it is. She is calling Kody and Robyn out because she said her dad lied about her on television to the whole world. She's like, if your dad lied to you on television to the whole world, how would you feel about him? So she is calling Kody and Robyn liars. And Mary, yeah, you're not going to get around my kids. I always love it when the Brown kids speak out and speak about this stuff because I feel like they're the only way we can really get a legitimate insight into these people. They're the only way we can really get a legitimate insight into, you know, if these are good people. Like Peyton, you know, even though his mom is Christine, the fact that he still loves Janelle. He's like, oh, Janelle is so great. Like, I think that's because Janelle is great. I wonder why all the kids are scared of Mary. Mary must have been very hard on them. And maybe, I mean, there's rumors that she was abusive, you know. But anyways, you guys, I'm always here for it when the kids speak out. I love hearing how they feel about the other wives, Kody, everything. So episode 3 aired last night. So tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time, over on my TikTok channel, you guys, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, we will be going live at 8 p.m. Central Time. 8 p.m. Central Time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tonight, on Monday, we'll watch Special Forces. This is the season that Brittany Cartwright, Teresa and Gia Giudice, Jussie Smollett, Nick Young, who else? Kody Brown from Sister Wives. Several. They started off with 18 cast members, I think. I think they're down to 15 maybe. So at 8 p.m. Central Time, we're going to watch Special Forces. Go follow me over on TikTok and make sure you have your notifications on. So when I go live, you can make sure you can you'll be able to join and watch. If you don't have a way to watch, we're going to watch it together. I'll be able to show you guys the show. And I'm hoping by tonight I've been approved to do the screen share with y'all. I'm hoping. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Central, we're going to do Sister Wives. Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central, we're going to watch Seeking Sister Wives. Seeking Sister Wives. And I haven't watched that with you guys yet. I actually haven't watched the season at all, but I've watched it in the past, and it's got cast members on that I really enjoy keeping up with. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, we'll be live on TikTok. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Leave me your thoughts about Madison speaking out. I'll try to get the Peyton Brown live streams. What is the name of your TikTok? It's Elle Bee Official. Let me go grab the link and I'll post it. It is in the description box. I'm pretty. If you can hear something, that is TikTok speaking. That is a video uploaded on TikTok. So give me just a second. All right. Oh, I bet one of my mods had it. There we go. So there's the link. It is in the description box as well. But go follow 8 p.m. Central Time. We'll be live. And like I said, I should be able to go live on my desktop and do a screen share with y'all. I should be able to do that by tonight. Hopefully it'll be approved. If not, we'll go live like we normally do, and we'll have it flipped over at my phone playing it. But just as soon as I get approved to go live the other way, we'll do that. I have a feeling Mary suggested the divorce to get on Kody's good side. I mean, no doubt. No doubt if it was her idea, it was because she thought it was going to get her some sort of special, brownie points in some sort of way when I don't think it did. I don't think it did at all. If you guys don't mind, hit that thumbs up button. In a few minutes, come back and hype this video up. That you get you're allowed to hype up 3 videos per day, I think. And it just basically tells YouTube that you enjoyed the video. And right now my views are way down. So if you guys don't mind, hype me up, thumbs up, and leave a comment to help YouTube recognize my channel and put me back into the algorithm. I'll see you guys shortly in the next one. Bye, guys.